What's up, Eagles fans? I'm Fran Duffy, joined here by NC State offensive lineman Garrick Bradbury. And for fans that have yet to watch you play, give us a quick scouting report of what you'll bring to the NFL.
Toughness, technique, demeanor. Just a guy that's going to come out and finish guys from the start of the whistle through the whistle. So.
And what's the feedback you've gotten from scouts so far in terms of an area that you want to prove yourself over the next couple of months?
Yeah, I mean, it's just good sitting down, talking ball with them, hearing what they think of my game, goods, bads, things I need to work on. So just this whole process has been awesome. This week's been phenomenal. From start to finish, it's been busy, but the football out here on the field, I mean, that's what we came here for. So this is the really fun part. So,
what's your favorite part of playing offensive line?
Being able to put your hands on someone physically, legally. Just finishing D linemen, protecting the quarterback, running the football. I mean, it's the offensive line's job. So.
And are there any offensive linemen in the NFL that maybe you don't necessarily pattern your game after, but you really enjoy watching and you feel like they have kind of a similar style of play?
I mean, I watch a lot of the NFL centers and interior linemen in the NFL just because, I mean, they're in the NFL. They're the best at what they do. And like you said, I don't model my game after anyone. There's a lot of different ways to play it. Guys have different strengths. So you just try and take little bits and pieces from all the guys that are there because they're there for a reason. So there's something good to take from all of them.
And who's the best player that you went up against this year?
This year?
Yeah.
There's some good ones. Clemson had a pretty good D-line. A&M had a really good D-line in the bowl game. So I think we, as an O-line, we had a pretty good season. So I don't know. I don't know if I have a definitive answer for you.
All right, and who's impressed you so much so far this year, or this week rather? Maybe it's someone on defense, maybe one of your teammates on the offensive line. Who has really caught your eye so far this week?
The O-line. We've been having a blast out here. It's just a bunch of guys with kind of the same attitudes, the same passion and love for the game of football. So, I mean, specifically the two guards I've been playing next to this week, Michael Dieter from Wisconsin, Chris Lindstrom from Boston College. Just guys that love football, that love to put D linemen on the ground, and it's been a blast with them this week.
Here now with Alabama State offensive tackle Titus Howard. And Titus, for fans who have yet to watch you play, give us a quick scouting report of yourself and what you bring to the NFL.
One thing I think I bring to the NFL different than any other tackle is my athleticism and how smart I am as a player. I'm a former quarterback who transitioned to tight end. I got to college, and I ended up playing offensive line my redshirt freshman year, and I've been playing since then. I think I just bring a different athletic ability to the NFL as far as many tackles who in this draft this year.
And it's interesting because you've played both left and right throughout the course, even just this season. You stayed on the blind side of the quarterback. So tell us about what teams have kind of given you in terms of the feedback that you've played both left and right tackle throughout your career.
Yeah, teams love it. They love the fact that I can. They love the fact that I can play right tackle and left tackle. That just means that I'm versatile. That just brings that I'm more valuable to the team. That I can, like somebody else, say if I'm playing the backup right tackle and somebody get hurt, the left guard or left tackle get hurt, I can switch to that position. So that makes me more valuable as a player to the team.
And talk about your development physically, how you got to Alabama State, and really just how your body has developed over the course of the last few years.
Oh yeah, when I first got to Alabama State, I was around 6'3", 230 pounds as a freshman. I was playing tight end at the time, and I came back that spring around 235. That was with the new coaching staff, and the coaching staff was like, "Hey, what you think about playing offensive line?" I didn't take that too kindly at first, but I ended up, just owning into it, and I worked out each and every day, and I had to eat more than I usually ate. And that sophomore year, I ended up getting up to around 255. Okay. Then the next year after that, around 265, 270. Then my redshirt junior year, I was around 295. And this past season, I played around 315 and 318. And I weighed in today at 322. So, I mean, it's been a big progression, since I came in, almost 100 pounds, difference.
Yeah.
From high school to starting my NFL career.
You've still been able to maintain that athleticism.
Yes,
I watched you against Auburn, and you looked like, not that you would expect any different, you looked like you belong. You didn't look out of place going up against SEC competition. Is that what you expected coming down here to the Senior Bowl to kind of show, this is the area where I do belong?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I came into the game, with a chip on my shoulder. I was challenged by a lot of scouts, to go out there and compete at a high level, and I feel like I lived up to it. And the same goes with this week. Coming from a small school, guys be looked down upon because of the competition we play every week. But I feel like coming down here this week gives me a chance, to prove that I can play with the biggest and the best.
And talk about that feedback you've gotten from scouts so far. What's one area where you feel like you want to be able to prove yourself over the next couple of months?
I want to just prove that I can be a nasty, guy who finishes plays. You know, scouts want to see that more. So this week, you know, it's a chance for me to show that, hey, I can do it.
Here now with USC offensive lineman Chuma Edoga. And Chuma, for fans who have yet to watch you play, give us a quick scouting report of what you'll bring to the NFL.
Just a lot of athleticism, a lot of aggressiveness, just trying to give 110% every play, a lot of effort.
Now, did you play offensive line ever since you were a little kid, or did you kind of make that transition throughout the rest of your career?
Oh, yeah, since I started, I've been an offensive lineman, so, yeah, it's just been a part of me.
Has it always been left tackle, or have you always kind of taken pride in playing both tackle spots?
No, I've pretty much been right tackle my whole career. This is my first time really trying out left tackle, so, you know, it was a fun experience, a lot of learning, a lot of ups and downs, but I had a fun time.
Yeah, was it about what you expect? I mean, did you know going into it that it would be left tackle, or did you really just find out when you kind of got here in Mobile?
Yeah, I really just found out when I got here. I've been practicing a lot of right, but, you know, I was still practicing left a little bit down there at Prime Athlete Development. But, yeah, just coming out here, Tom Cable, he wanted me to try out left, so that's why I've been playing.
All right, so give us the feedback that you've gotten from scouts so far. What's one area where they really want to kind of see you prove yourself over the next couple of months?
Just making sure I'm always locked in, giving 110% effort every play, never taking plays off, just being me.
And who are some offensive linemen that you've watched in the NFL that you really kind of enjoy watching and enjoy studying?
I love watching Trent Williams, silverback. He's one of my favorite players. You know, he's real athletic, real aggressive, and just a real mammoth of a man. So I love watching him. I love watching Jason Peters. He's like the same, real athletic, aggressive, and of course, Tyron Smith, USC graduate. Love watching him too.
So you're very familiar with the NFC East, obviously, with some of these guys. But one last question for you: who's one player, offense or defense, that's really stood out to you so far here this week?
Really, LJ Collier, dude from TCU. He's a real fast guy, but he still got a lot of strength to him. Real aggressive. I just love his mindset. He's always bringing it 110%. Just a dog, really.
Hello, Eagles fans. Chris McPherson. Pleased to be joined by Chris Lindstrom, the pride of Boston College. And I don't know if I should call you guard, tackle. You've gone back and forth. You're even learning a little bit of center.
Yep.
How would you describe yourself as an offensive lineman?
I'm primarily a guard, but I'm learning how to snap, and I played tackle my junior year. So I'm just trying to be as versatile as I can and try and add value to myself and add value to whatever team that I can be a part of.
What was that experience like, going back and forth during your career from guard to tackle?
The first 2 years I was at guard, and then we needed someone to step out to tackle, and so I felt comfortable doing it, and so I made that jump, and then we moved a younger guy out to tackle, and we needed to move back in, and so I just did that, and I was just excited to be a part of a great unit that we had at BC, and whatever hole that they needed me to fill, I was going to try and be my best at it.
So, Chris, your father played in the league.
Yes. Yeah.
So what kind of advice has he given you going through this process?
Yeah, he's been a great role model for me, and leading up to this process in terms of how to stay focused, stay determined on each and every day, not to overlook things, and I think that's the biggest thing, is just trying not to get caught up in the distractions of things and really stay focused on the priority that is football.
At any point, did he try to steer you away from football, or pretty much you wanted to follow in your father's footsteps?
Yeah, he never pushed me one way or the other. You know, he was kind of open to, you can do what you want, and he was a high school coach, though, so I kind of fell in love with the game early and was around it my whole life. And so, although he never really pushed me to play football or tell me not to, I always kind of fell in love with it.
Pressure with him being your high school coach?
No, I mean, I was thankful, again. Like, he's a really good coach, and he was hard on me, and he didn't give me special treatment, but then also he wouldn't carry that off the field. So it was a kind of a great relationship, and so I had a great coach on the field and an even better dad off the field.
So pretty much he's a big reason why you're here today. So
yeah.
In terms of giving someone a shout out in your support system.
For sure, yeah. He was a big reason in that.
In terms of your play style, okay, you love to win in the phone booth. Mm-hmm. How did you develop that mentality in your career at Boston College?
Just for being an undersized guy, and so I had to learn that when I was younger. I had to do that just to really survive playing at the ACC level, and so that was something that just carried on with me as I got bigger and stronger and learned more in the offense, and so that was kind of one trait or characteristic that stayed with me.
When did you think the NFL was possible for you?
It was always a dream and a goal of mine, and then this previous season during Pro Day, and people started to approach you, but it wasn't so much, and I was thankful for it, and I wanted to be a part of it, but I focused this season, and I was just trying to be the best player that I could be and have the best team that we possibly could be, and everything kind of worked out worked out great, and I'm excited for this opportunity.
Was it difficult balancing the short-term enjoyment of your team and knowing it's your last year on campus versus trying to prepare for a possible career in the NFL?
I don't think so. I mean, I spent my entire time at Boston College wanting to be the best, wanting to have the best team that Boston College has had, and wanting to have the best line, and then myself trying to be the best player. And so I spent all my energy at BC trying to win games, and I really, this was always a dream and a goal, but you kind of put that off and you focused on today, and that was trying to make Boston College a better place, and I enjoyed my time there.
All right, Chris, I'm going to put you on the spot here. Your final question, okay? You can't go with Zach Allen, who I'm sure you went against practice many times.
Right.
Who was the best D lineman you faced in 2018?
I think Dexter Lawrence was probably the best guy I played all year. He's a very talented player at Clemson, and he's great hands, great size, and he used good moves too on top of that. And so I think he had the whole package and was a great young player.
That entire line was something to deal with.
For sure. They were a great team.
Hello, Eagles fans. Chris McPherson here with Wisconsin offensive lineman Bo Benshaw. And Bo, what should we categorize you as we go into the draft process here? You played all over the offensive line, so is there one position where you feel like you thrive the most?
Yeah, I'd definitely say the right guard, just because I've been playing there the most these past couple of years, so it's just my most comfortable spot.
Did you have a choice to go to Wisconsin? It's a bit of a family tradition in your household from your dad, your uncle played there, so when you were growing up, was there any choice whatsoever that you were going to be a Badger?
Yeah, just because Wisconsin didn't offer me till late. So I was originally committed to Syracuse to play tight end.
Really?
Yeah, but luckily enough, Wisconsin offered me. So yeah, as soon as I got offered, it was.
So the dream scenario all along was
exactly.
Did anyone in your family have to pull any strings to make it happen for you?
No, I don't believe so, at least.
So Wisconsin, did they offer you as an offensive lineman, or did you make the conversion from tight end? So
I knew coming in I was going to play offensive line.
Yeah. And what do you love most about playing along the trenches there?
Yeah, just the physicality of the game. I love to be the guy in the shadows that makes the plays for the backs and lets the quarterback have time to make a throw. Yeah, it's kind of thankless work, but yeah, I love to do it.
Well, to have the nation's leading rusher there this season at Wisconsin, how much pride did that give you personally?
Definitely. With Jonathan Taylor, it definitely made our jobs a bit easier. But yeah, we definitely took great pride in the run game, and it's something we hang our hats on.
So in terms of your class, okay, I think you won over 77% of your conference games, over 75% of your games overall, perfect 4-0 in bowl games. Is there any one moment that stands out to you the most in terms of your accomplishments there at Wisconsin?
Yeah, I'd think the Orange Bowl against Miami in 2017. It was just a great team win. We needed everybody in order to win that game. Guys stepped up and made plays, and yeah, it was just a great team win.
Now, after an early injury in your career, you started, I think it was 48 consecutive games to finish out your.
Like that, yeah.
You don't have the number off the top of your head. So I know it's in
like
that
48, 49 or something like that.
What does that mean to you to show teams that you have that durability to be able to be there, be a reliable presence along the offensive line?
Just to realize that I am reliable. I'm consistent. I can do what it takes. So yeah, I've been lucky enough these past few years to stay healthy and not have problems.
Here now with Elon, offensive lineman Oli Udoh. And Oli, talk about this experience, because this has obviously been kind of a little bit of a whirlwind for a lot of these guys. Has this been about what you expected it would be coming down here to St. Petersburg?
Yeah, I basically was just like expecting to play against some of the best players in the nation, and that's what I got. It's been tough, but I've been having a lot of fun out here.
What's been the feedback from scouts in terms of the areas where you've been standing out? Give us a quick scouting report of what you'll bring to the next level.
I've been pass protecting pretty good at both guard and tackle. I'd say run game could use a little bit of improvement, but it's been solid all week, basically.
And you were a 4-year starter at right tackle for Elon. You've played a little bit of guard here at the Shrine game. What's that been like for you, and do you feel comfortable moving inside?
Yeah, it's been fun, to be honest with you. Like, coming into this game, I wasn't expecting to play it as much. Was hoping that I would get more tackle reps, but after getting at guard and just feeling comfortable, because I haven't played it since freshman year, it's been really, really fun.
What's been an underrated part, or I should say, what is an underrated part of playing on the offensive line? Maybe that fans and media don't necessarily think about, but something that's definitely on your mind each and every day.
Just the underappreciation of offensive linemen, which comes with being an offensive lineman, and the fact is you probably won't ever hear about an offensive line unless they're really bad. Yeah. So it comes with the position, and I love it for that. I'm not really all into the media and getting the spotlight treatment. So it works perfectly.
And then tell me about who's a player that has really kind of caught your eye this week that, maybe it's an offensive lineman, maybe it's a defensive lineman, anybody that really kind of opened your eyes as standing out so far?
I don't even remember what team he plays for. I think Cincinnati, the defensive tackle. Yeah, he's been fire every single day.
Here now with Villanova offensive tackle Ethan Greenidge. And Ethan, obviously from the Philadelphia area, playing for Villanova. Talk about what this experience has been like coming down to St. Petersburg and playing against some of the best players in the country.
Oh, it's been definitely great. Just seeing all the guys and getting together with them has been really cool. Obviously the competition's up, but it's really, I'm feeling like I fit in right here. I feel like I can play with these boys easy, and it's no different than the CA. The CA is a tough league, definitely, but it's feeling real good. Good seeing Temple guys, stuff like that. It's a little reminisce. Obviously, we won that game. I gotta make sure we shout that out. But,
you were talking to a Temple guy, so you're way to rub it in a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
So what's obviously there have been a lot of talent, down here. Has there been one guy that has really stood out to you?
In terms of defense or offense?
Yeah, either way.
I noticed a bunch of the small school old linemen have been doing really, really good. Obviously Udoh has been really good. I know Morgan State has been really good. I like how we can come here and just show that we can play. Obviously, everybody has a whole AA knock that we have, but I feel like there's no difference in any of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Of the feedback you've gotten from scouts, has there been an area where you kind of have to improve on moving forward? That you want to kind of prove yourself the next couple of months?
Yeah, I know I gotta get my hips down and stuff like that. Obviously, technique always has to improve. I know I can finish guys definitely some more, and obviously there's always stuff to work on as an offensive lineman. You can never have a perfect game, you can never be a perfect player, but there's always stuff to improve on. So definitely.
And then for fans who haven't watched you play, give us a scouting. What are the things that you feel like you do best in moving on to the next level?
I feel like I can play multiple positions. I'm pretty good everywhere. I feel like I move really well for my size. I'm about 325, 330 right now. I feel like I really move good for that, and my feet are pretty good. So stuff like that is really good. You guys see that on Saturday.
Yeah, and you've got that basketball background. Does that help you? When you ever think about that, how that's kind of impacted you playing on the gridiron?
Yeah, 100%. I know basketball's all about feet and stuff like that. I was in the post down low a lot, and it's all about footwork and positioning, and it really helped me transition to football because obviously the offensive line is all about feet as well. So it helped me transition to get right on what I know how to do, and it's been a blessing ever since.
Has there been one offensive lineman or a couple offensive linemen that you watched, maybe that you don't pattern your game after because everybody's different, but that you enjoy watching the most?
I love watching the Georgia kid, Lamont. Yeah, he's a heck of a player. I remember when I first saw him, I was like, oh, he's from Georgia, obviously big time and everything, but he's a heck of a player. He gets good leverage. He does everything right. Obviously, the Florida State kid's really good as well. Obviously, I feel like a whole line, they got something new that everybody else just can't do, but individually. But it's just really, really cool. I like watching all them boys get right.
Lamont's got strong hands, man.
Yeah,
he gets you.
He latches on. He's he got some grip, man. He gets you. You can't let him get on you. You're done if he does.
Here now with Morgan State offensive lineman Josh Miles. And Josh, I say offensive lineman because you had spent most of your college career at tackle. Here you're playing a little bit of guard. What's that experience been like for you so far?
It's been awesome, honestly. I didn't think I would enjoy guard as much as I have. I played a little tackle today, moved to the right tackle Monday. Having a great time, man. I'm enjoying the moving around, learning different positions.
Has this experience been about what you expected coming down? It's been a while since any Morgan State guys have been through the Shrine Game, so has it been about what you expected?
I came in with an open mind, man. I didn't really know what to expect. I'm actually the first Morgan State guy to play in the Shrine Game. But I'm loving it, man. The Shrine visit was absolutely awesome, getting to know some of my teammates. I'm loving it down here.
Who has been a teammate that has really stood out to you most so far?
QB from Ole Miss, he is absolutely a dog, man. But Oli Udoh, he's number 57, the guy from Elon. He's really good. He's shown some great technique. My roommate Lamont Gallard, he's another great guy. Good hustle, likes to finish blocks just like myself. So I'm learning a lot from these guys. I'm learning a lot from my coach also, Coach L-Dub Lunda. He's awesome.
Give us a scouting report of yourself. What are the best traits you feel that you'll bring to your future NFL team?
Sure. I'm hard-nosed, man. I'm very aggressive, very athletic. I finish every play. But also I'm a hard worker, man. I'm going to get in the weight room. I'm going to get a lot stronger in my time wherever I land, hopefully in Philly. But I'm definitely gonna bring some athleticism, some enthusiasm to the game.
And then has there been an area where, in talking with scouts, that this is where I kind of have to prove myself over the next couple of months?
Just the versatility. I don't think many of them expected me to be able to play on the edge or be able to play the right side. So showing them that I'm good on both sides, and then showing them I can play left guard and left tackle. So finishing stuff up like that.
Has there been one area of your game where maybe you look at an NFL player and say, this is kind of how I pattern my game after this guy in terms of what I do?
It's a bunch of great tackles in the league right now. You know, some of my favorites are Tyron Smith. He's a very technical guy, you know, so I try to emulate him. Big Jason Peters for the Eagles. He's a dog, man. You know, big, strong guy, very physical, moves his feet. You know, so I try to emulate that. Trent Williams from the Redskins. You know, I love his game, similar to Jason Peters. Very big guy, but moves his feet, very aggressive. Love Bakhtiari also, how good his set is and how long his arms are and being able to use his arms. I have long arms also, so, you know, I feel like I can take elements of their game and apply it to myself.
Here now with Michigan's offensive lineman, JaJuan Busch-beatty. JaJuan, give us a quick scouting report of what you think you'll bring to the next level.
So I think that something I'm really good at is gap scheme plays, you know, coming down, blocking the through technique, running through. I think I'm really good on contact with double teams. I think that's probably one of my biggest assets as a player. And then just like my explosiveness through blocks.
And what's one area that, in talking with scouts, that you feel like you need to improve on moving forward to the next level?
One thing I definitely need to improve on going forward is just closing on the second level with backers. You know, playing in open space. NFL has a lot of fast guys. Everyone's a good athlete. So I think one of the biggest things going forward is just being able to play in space, blocking second level guys effectively, and just being more consistent.
And then, what's an underrated part of playing on the offensive line? Maybe the fans don't necessarily think about it. You know, these guys have to deal with on a down-by-down basis, but very, very important for the position.
There's a lot of thinking involved in the offensive line. A lot of people just think that we, you know, just run into people and just take up space, but it's all schemed up. You know, there's a lot of details that go into that stuff just to have it play be effective. So I think, you know, the biggest thing is just knowing and understanding your offense. So the mental aspect of the game is probably one of the biggest things that most people don't know.
You seem like a very thoughtful guy. Like, is that something that you kind of embrace? Is that aspect of the game?
Yeah, I consider myself to be pretty insightful. I wouldn't consider myself to be the smartest guy in the field, but I'd say insightful. I do tend to think a lot, and it's probably one of my biggest assets. Also, probably one of my biggest curses. But I mean, yeah, man, I just enjoy what I do, so I'm just out here having fun.
What's obviously you want to be able to show that you're versatile, but what's the one position you feel like, you know, I feel most comfortable in this role moving to the next level?
Most comfortable, I'd probably just say tackle, right tackle more specifically. Just I have most of my college experience there. I feel like, you know, I've created a name for myself playing right tackle, and I think going forward, just continuing to do what I do and make it more consistent.
And then who's been one player that's really kind of surprised you or really impressed you over the course of the first couple days of practice here?
I'd say the guards in general have been playing real well. I think there's some good players. It's hard to just name guys specifically, but the offensive guard has just been real impressive.
Michigan, obviously a very talented defensive line. Who tell us a little bit about some of those guys in that front that are coming into the NFL?
So who got Chase and Rashawn?
Yes, correct.
So yeah, man, they're just hardworking dudes. Chase has a motor unknown to mankind. Pretty much. Rashawn, strong, powerful, explosive dude, and they're both really smart. And they just play instinctually, just like, you know, great defensive players do. So I think they have a great upside, and I think going forward they're going to be very successful.
So I asked you that first because my next question was the Big Ten had a lot of really talented defensive linemen this year. Outside of the guys from Michigan, who was a defensive lineman that you faced this year that really impressed you and you thought maybe this is kind of the best guy I've seen all year?
Probably have to go with Sharif Miller. I thought Sharif Miller was a pretty good player. I thought he had good speed, he had good quickness. So I had to be on my P's and Q's that game. And you know, like I said, there's a lot of good players in the Big Ten, a lot of good defensive ends, but he stuck out to me the most.
Here now with San Diego State offensive tackle Ryan Pope. And Ryan, for fans who have yet to see you play, give us a quick scouting report of yourself.
Athletic and long. That's about it. Yep. That's what I bring to the game.
You guys have had a ton of success running the football over the course of the last few years. You know, Donnell Pumphrey, Eagles fans know, was so productive. You guys had a first-round running back last year as well, Rashad Penny. So, you know, talk about what really the culture that you guys have built in that offensive line room.
Toughness. It's definitely a pillar of the offensive line. You know, in the offseason, we preach mental toughness, man, and just having a grit to you, having a fire to you. They're going to load 10 people in the box, and we just still got to make holes for our running backs. And our running backs are very talented. It's running back university, as you guys know. Sure. And we just make holes, and they make plays, make us look good.
And then what's one area in terms of your communication with scouts that, you know, they've kind of communicated? They want you to try and see you get better in this one area. Is there one spot where you can kind of pinpoint?
Consistency, most definitely. My hands, and just playing with more aggression, just having more grit to me.
You seem like you like run blocking a little bit more than pass play. Is that true? Everyone would like to say offensive linemen, they like going forward instead of moving backward. Is that the case there?
I like it all, man. I could do it all, but I mean, coming from San Diego State, run blocking is most definitely first before pass blocking. So it's just what I've become accustomed to.
And then what's one part of playing offensive line that maybe fans and media don't necessarily think about in terms of it being a hard part of playing the position, but it's a huge key to having success there?
You can't move the ball if your offensive line doesn't make holes. I mean, yeah, you can have great skill players, but if you don't have an offensive line that blocks, if you don't have an offensive line that makes holes for the running back, you don't go anywhere.
Ryan, appreciate the time. Best of luck throughout the rest of this week and then also moving forward.
Thank you. Appreciate it.